Hello, everyone. Excuse me. So, I want to take a look at your homework one. This activity is designed to kind of help you put together some of the different skills you've been learning with ArcGIS and to practice creating, or at least the first steps to creating um, a functional map, which is kind of what your GIS Project 1 and Project 2 will be all about. All right, so if you, right now I have this in week 5, but I'll put a link to this folder in every week after week 5 until it's due. So you'll see that there is a folder that says Homework 1. If you click on it, it'll bring you in, and again, you'll have the homework assignment here, which has the information and also where you'll turn in your final map project. And then there's a link for, or there will be a link for this video. And then also, this is just the reference where the zip file that you're going to use comes from. So the homework has 2 parts. Part 1 is you're going to find online GIS resources that allow you to download shape files or layer packages. And you're going to create a list of 7 sites, including the address and a description of the type of data. Now, you've actually already been kind of doing this. If you've looked at the discussion posts over the last few weeks, you'll see that many of them I've asked you and others in your class to share different places where you can find this GIS data. So it's kind of a sneaky way I've been helping you prepare, and you definitely can reuse sites that you've already shared or even that others have already shared. Okay, you can go out and find more, and you may want to, because part of this is about building your toolbox of resources. But again, you are more than welcome to use other resources. So that's part 1, and you can just type those up in a Word document and attach them, or you can copy them into the comments when you turn in your assignment. Part 2 is the map making process. And what you're going to do is you want to create a folder on your computer called GIS Homework 1. That just will help you keep all of the files together because, again, most GIS projects are multiple files. Then you want to make sure that you download the zip file, and that's what's attached right up here. And you're going to extract those files into your folder. Now, this is so you can find them very easily. And again, I've created a folder here, and then I have, excuse me, my zip folder here that I downloaded. And if I create a new folder, again, I said to call it NJMUNI. Okay. And I'll just put this right in there. And then I'm going to extract all of my files. Okay. And actually, I'll just move these out there. Okay. So now I have this extracted. All right. And we'll use some of these for your activity. I'll kind of minimize that for now. All right. Then you're going to open ArcMap or ArcGIS and create a blank map. And you'll want a folder connection to the GIS Homework 1 folder. And you're going to create a map of New Jersey. I'm going to run through that in just a minute. Then you're going to want to visit and find some shape files that are connected to New Jersey, and you're going to want to select 2 shape files to download and extract into that folder. Okay, so let me go ahead before I get into ArcGIS, and let me go to, I like this second site a little bit more myself right here. So let me go here and show you how to download your shape files. So here I have the open data. You can search for something very specific, or if you want to scroll down, you can go by category. Okay. And there's lots and lots of things here, excuse me, that you can look at. And if you click on it and go through, you're going to see that it will give you a link here, and it tells you a little bit more about what that particular um, file is. So here I have known contaminated site list for New Jersey. So I'm going to click on that one. And here it is. It shows you all the wonderful contaminated sites. And then if I scroll down over here on the left, it'll say download. And I want a shape file. Okay. You can use these if you were doing this on Google Earth. You would download the KML. I want the shape file. And I'm going to be honest, you can generate the new download with latest data, but I recommend if they come up with a file, just choose that file. Any of these files are going to be potentially big. So now I'm going to go and find my homework 1, and I'm going to save this. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I've got one data site, and maybe I want to look at, maybe I want to look at, let's see, trout stocked lakes in New Jersey. I don't like the way that one looks. Let me go back. Okay, maybe I want to know about surface water springs. Maybe I want to look at where water springs are and compare that to where these contaminated sites are. So I have this one. I'm going to download it. Again, I'm going to save it to that same folder. All right. Now that I have my 2 downloaded, I want to go to my File Explorer. I want to go to my homework folder, and I've got these 2 that I download, but again, it's kind of hard to see on my screen, but they're zip files. So we need to extract all. So we'll extract that. And then I need to extract my springs. So I extract that. All right, so now I've got my zip files here, and I've got my, excuse me, my 3 other folders of information. Okay, so I have those. Now we're going to go and create a map, and we're just going to add the 2 shape files. We're kind of doing what you should have done in exercise 3A. So if we go to ArcGIS, and I'm here, I want to start a new map. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Stratton GIS Homework 1. Now, I want to put it not here. I want to put it in my Homework 1 folder. So I'm going to click on this little file. And it popped up, but if it didn't pop up, you could put it right here and click on OK. So it's going to go in that folder. Now you can create a new folder for this project. I'm going to uncheck that so it just goes straight into my GIS HW1. Okay. So now I have my map, and I'll come over here to my catalog and click on folders. Now I see my GIS W1 folder here. If you didn't see it, remember you can make favorites and you can add a folder, and you could then go on the computer. If it didn't pop up, you could just keep searching till you find that folder and click on OK. So it's there, my favorites as well. So you could do that either way, but I've got this now. So remember, for the way we add our shape files is we click. All right, I'm going to click here on the NJ Mooney, which is the municipal borders. And again, you want to look for that SHP. So we're going to throw and drag this over here. And boom, it comes up. So I've got this. Okay, and again, you can do all sorts of things with this. Remember, you can click on it so it's, so it's selected. Excuse me. And we can go to map and data and attribute table. Remember, you can look at the attributes so you can see everything here. I'm not going to do it now, but if you remember from exercise 2, you can add the names. Remember, we did that with the world map, so you could add the names. I'm not requiring that right now. Remember, you could also click on this if you wanted to, and if you wanted to change the properties, if you don't quite like this color, again, I don't know why this is. You see how this is all cut off? If this ever happens to you, just drag this out a little bit. I don't know. So if I wanted to make it, I don't know. It's a good color. Maybe that. All right. Or maybe I tend to like things that are a little muted, um, simply so they don't get in the way. I'm actually going to use, I think, gray. All right. I'm going to close that up. So now I've got my municipal. Now I can come here. I have my known contaminated sites, right? And again, this is really small, so I can drag that a little bigger if I can't see it all. But there's also a bar here. There's my SHP file, my shape file. So I'm going to drag that over here. But up they come. All these wonderful things. And again, you'll notice here it's popped over here. Again, you could click on the symbol if you wanted to change it. And then we're going to, I'm getting a lot of things open here. So I'm going to click back on this again, close that. I'm going to open up my surface and let's drag this one over. Okay, and so right now they're both kind of the same color, which makes it very hard to see. So I'm going to click on this one just for kicks. Let me see what that does. Okay, so that's a little bit better there. Now I can definitely see. And if I were to scroll in, I can look to see if any of these yellow dots and green dots combined. And oh, look here. Here's one. I can click on the dot, remember, and you can bring up Diamond Spring is very close. Ooh, it's kind of hard sometimes to get right in. That's why zooming is really good. It's very close to this contaminated site. So who knows? That spring might be contaminated. So again, that's something that you can look at. But you'll notice again here, now I've got my map. If you want, you can click on here and call this New Jersey, you know. If you just want, you know, homework 1, whatever you excuse me, want to um, name the map. And here I'm asking you to export this as a GPG, as a JPEG, a JPG. Um, and that's because, again, if you want to maybe insert this into a slideshow or something, that's very useful. And there are a few different ways to do this. One of the ways I like to do it is on my screen. I have this export right down here at the bottom. So I can click on the export and you'll see this pops up. Right now it says file type PDF. I can click on this and change it to JPEG. And if you click the export button down here in the lower right, it will export, and then you can go and take a look, and here it is. So there's our map. Now, you'll notice right now, this doesn't, it shows us things, but there's no legend. Remember our basic elements of the map? There's no legend, there's no anything else. So that's part of what we're going to be working on and learning how to make as we go. All right. So if we go back here, you'll see that's why submit the list and definition for part 1 and the JPEG file of your map with the 2 shape files open. So again, that way I can see, whoop, wrong one, that you have this. Okay. If this export isn't working, you could, it would be okay for this assignment to use the snipping tool. Click on new, and then you could do this as well and do a screenshot essentially and save that as a JPEG. So if you're having problems with the export, you could save it as the JPEG. All right, so I think that should be it. If you have questions, let me know.